New Year's resolutions often feel like bold commitments, but they can easily lose momentum as life's demands and unexpected challenges arise. According to Drive Research, while 38% of adults set resolutions, only 9% manage to stick with them all the way throughout the year, often because, well, the goals may be just overly ambitious. So instead of relying on resolutions alone, creating well thought out game plan with achievable goals and consistent habits that can really foster real growth. So a solid game plan, it focuses on setting attainable objectives and building routines that support lasting progress. And in this episode, we'll show you how to move beyond just resolutions by crafting a step-by-step framework for sustainable growth in the new year. So hang on. I think you will find some things very applicable and interesting.
This podcast is brought to you by DJ Works Media and HalftimeSuccess.com, offering resources and insights for those at mid-career or the halftime of life. Explore our diverse categories, including courses, coaching, health, music, software, and travel. We're here to help you make this stage of life your best ever. So get our new articles, downloads, and podcasts by signing up for weekly updates at goalsforyourlife.com/newsletter. Now, let's dive into today's episode.
New Year's resolutions can often feel like grand promises that fade away in the face of daily routines and unexpected setbacks. Well, those 38% of the adults that make those New Year's resolutions, well, only 9% stick to them all year long. So why even make them? Well, mostly they fail because they're too hard. So instead of relying on those resolutions, we're going to rely on a focused game plan with consistent habits and achievable goals. And this can make personal and professional growth really much more sustainable, realistic, and actually fun. So building a game plan is all about creating obtainable objectives and implementing routines that lead to lasting progress. So here's how to go beyond resolutions by designing a step-by-step framework for growth that stick with really 9 principles that we will cover that you can apply. So number 1, reflect on the past year. So you're going to assess and reassess. This is very important. Before setting any new goals, take time to reflect on the previous year. How often do we do this? Not often enough. This can provide really valuable insights. So consider what you achieved, what fell short of your dreams and your expectations, and define why. Define why they succeeded and areas really that you can improve. So it isn't about dwelling on the negatives, but really understanding the root causes behind achievements and challenges to see what worked and what didn't. So here's a little project. Make a list of last year's major goals and review each one. If you can find that list, hopefully you can. And if you didn't have specific goals, well, this is a good year to start. Well, so for those goals and those projects that you did accomplish, identify the strategies and habits that really helped you succeed and ask yourself how they can be replicated or adjusted. And for the goals that you didn't meet, look at the factors like consistency, time management, and really your support systems, and if they were realistic. And this honest appraisal will make your new game plan much more grounded and realistic. And if you're looking for accountability in this area, hey, we have something for you. Hero Mountain Summit, it's a wonderful 5-month program that will guide you through this process with a lot of accountability and step-by-step growth. So number 2, define your core focus. and you're going to choose one or two primary goals. Now, one common issue with New Year's resolutions is that people they set too many. Oh, I'm going to lose all of this weight, and I'm going to work out every day. And it's just overwhelming. So instead, a game plan for success starts with choosing just maybe one or two primary goals that are the realistic and impactful that will really help change and bring about change. So review your core values carefully and think about what single change or focus area that would create the most difference in your life or career. And there's a great chapter in my book, Stop Circling, in the appendix on core values. Make sure you see that, because that will help you through this process of defining your core values. And the change that you define, it could be something either related to health, career advancement, or even personal growth. Look at all areas. So once you've defined a core focus of change, we'll really try to quantify it. For example, if your goal is career related, define what success looks like. Well, is it a promotion, a completed project, or a new certification? Breaking down broad aspirations into measurable objectives, it gives you something tangible to work toward and makes tracking your progress really much easier. So 3, break those goals, those projects down into achievable steps. This is very important. Large goals, they can feel just overwhelming, which is why breaking them down into very small, actionable steps is crucial. Creating micro goals or sub goals, small goals, can make each phase of your journey feel achievable. And I call them almost little projects. They will give you momentum with each accomplishment. So get our free goal setting worksheets for help with this. There's so much free information out there. So for instance, if your goal is to improve your physical fitness, well, you need to break that down to exercise maybe once or twice a week and then build on it the next month. And try implementing, there's so much information on those SMART goals, SMART criteria, which specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Just look it up online. For each core goal, you outline those steps that fit those criteria. And for example, if you're looking to build professional skills, your first step might be to, complete an online course within the first quarter. And then gradually you'll work toward your larger goal through consistent, manageable tasks that build on each other. Make them measurable small. Now, 4, establish daily and weekly habits. This is very important. The power of consistent habits cannot be overstated in building a successful game plan, and it's the small, routine actions that really lead to substantial change over time. And so a good goal to schedule right away would be to read or reread a book like Tiny Habits or Atomic Habits by James Clear. And then you can create a list of small daily and weekly habits that support your main goals. I put those resources in the article included with this. So for instance, if you want to improve mental well-being, daily habits can include 5 minutes of meditation every morning or a 15-minute walk after work just to clear your head. And scheduling those habits in your calendar, it can help you stick to them. And consider using maybe even a habit tracking app or even a simple checklist to track your progress daily. I'm a pencil and paper girl. I put a lot down on paper in my calendar. And after a certain number of repetitions, a habit will become a routine. And establishing those routines, that builds a structure around your game plan, making it easier to follow and harder to forget in the midst of all of those other distractions of life. 5, set checkpoints and milestones. So setting those regular checkpoints allows you to evaluate progress and make adjustments along the way. And design those checkpoints around specific timelines, weekly, monthly, or quarterly, depending on the goal. So for instance, your primary goal is to expand your professional network. Well, a checkpoint would be to attend a networking event or making a certain number of calls each month, or even emails. Regular reviews, it It prevents you from just drifting off course and putting it off, giving you the flexibility to refine your approach if needed. How often do we put things off, right? Milestones are slightly larger achievements that indicate significant progress. So reaching a milestone, like completing maybe half of a certification course, it gives you the chance to celebrate and renew your motivation. And another example is getting on the scale to validate the scheduling or the shedding of extra weight. Achieving those smaller victories provides such a sense of accomplishment, reinforcing the belief that your larger goal is within reach. 6, prioritize accountability. One reason resolutions fizzle out is the lack of accountability. And building accountability into your game plan, it increases the likelihood of sticking with your goals. Find a friend, find a colleague, and share your intentions with that friend, family member, or even a mentor. And even better, partner up with someone who has similar goals so you can check in with each other regularly and encourage each other. And consider joining a group or a community focused on your area of improvement. I mean, many fitness, career, and self-development groups, they exist to provide guidance and support, motivation, accountability. And some even offer coaching, which can be a valuable way to stay on track. Join some of those. Don't be afraid of that. That's why fitness classes work so well. And some of those resources, they are available. You might find them on Halftime Success. Look that up, halftimesuccess.com. Specifically for those in mid-career or the half time of life, we are building that group to be able to provide those resources. And the key is to find an external source of support that will encourage you and hold you responsible for making consistent progress. Oh, we are already at number 7. Anticipate obstacles and plan solutions. Yes, every game plan, it faces obstacles just like a sports game. So similar to strategizing during even a card game, predicting potential challenges and crafting solutions for them in advance can keep your plan from derailing. For example, if your goal is to read more books, anticipate those obstacles like limited time or a lack of motivation. And a solution could be to set aside a specific time each day for reading or to use audiobooks during commutes or during your walks just to stay on track. It really helps to have multiple ways to do that. And then write down any obstacles that you foresee for each goal. And then brainstorm practical strategies to overcome them. Perhaps, a busy schedule is a concern. We all face that. Well, consider blocking specific times for your habits and your goals into your calendar, into your schedule. And anyone looking to get in shape, they know the importance of creating a dedicated time for getting to the gym, creating a walk or taking a walk, or attending a fitness class. Being prepared for setbacks enables you to face them with confidence rather than losing momentum. And it's the reason I get up in the morning early and send my body over to get onto my stationary bike. It's just part of my routine. And number 8, embrace flexibility. Now, while structure is vital, flexibility is equally important, and life never really goes totally as planned. So you need to allow room to adjust when you're feeling discouraged or if you fall behind or you have unexpected changes. And don't beat yourself up. So, and revisit those goals and timeline and adjust where necessary. A flexible mindset, it helps you adapt and continue moving forward, even if it means, slightly altering your approach. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. And being open to flexibility, it means reassessing priorities based on changing circumstances. And for instance, if your work suddenly demands more of your time, you might need to adjust your goal and your deadlines and shift focus to what's most manageable at the moment. It also applies when your child becomes ill or you become ill. Flexibility, it prevents feelings of just failure and prevents you and keeps you focused on progress and rather than just perfection. And it prevents just that total discouragement. And number 9, reflect and reward yourself. Now, reflection and rewards are crucial for maintaining motivation and acknowledging progress. And at each milestone or regular intervals, we'll take a moment to validate what went right. Many popular diet programs, they encourage days off as a cheat day. Now, this actually feels like a reward day to eat foods not normally on your approved list of the diet. But, we all know we shouldn't go overboard, but it's still a wonderful, wonderful reward. And taking time to write in a journal, even though it's brief, it's a great way to reflect, as thoughts and feelings tend to flow more easily as they're written down. And it's also a good way to enjoy how far you've come as the reward of self-satisfaction, even with small steps. It's great. This type of honest and self-reflection, it pays off not only with clarity of focus, but in validation of a job well done. So let's apply all of this. Take the time to review all of these principles, narrow down maybe 2 main small goals or habits to start right away. Don't put this off, but put those 2 goals or habits on your calendar to start right away and journal your thoughts and reflections, even if just 1 or 2 sentences a couple times a week. And then define a reward that will keep you motivated. And it can be very small and repeatable through the year. So make sure it's something that you look forward to, but just doesn't hinder you from achieving your main goal. I mean, if you were on a diet, you don't want that one day just to ruin everything you've done all week, right? So these are really 9 principles that we can all apply in some way. Make sure you get the article that comes with this and review those 9 principles. And the link to that is also in the show notes with this, so you can readily see it. You can watch the video again, you can listen to it again, and make sure you're getting those articles, goalsforyourlife.com/newsletter. They will come right to your inbox. And also halftimesuccess.com. There are some resources there. There's some online programs, a lot of courses. There are other resources as far as coaching. And some of those are wonderful podcast guests that we've had on this podcast, Women at Halftime. Thank you so much for joining me. My wish for you is that you move ahead, you evaluate this year, and that you really move ahead next year in areas that you really desire to grow. And creating this part of your life should be just really the best ever. And make use of just every day, enjoy every day. And I appreciate again you joining me, and I will look forward to being with you again next time. So, bye-bye for now.
Thank you for joining us. It is because of our wonderful listeners like you that we keep going strong week after week. We'd love it if you'd share and follow us to not miss a single show, and even write a review. You can also find all of our articles, products, and links at womenathalftime.com.